Alright, hello. Tuning in a little bit later than expected, but in a way you could say that how you know that yes, you have come to the correct stream. That is, in fact, something that is very much on brand for around here, you might say. So I try and figure out how much of this little random playlist we're gonna end up going down before we see video games, which could be a little bit less, a little bit more, but no, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and move this along because I don't have much reason not to at this point, or I'm trying to anyway. Hold on a moment. Okay, I say hold on a moment because I'm not sure what happened there, but it appears that there was a little hiccup just as I tried to do the scene switch, but not anymore. Okay, that was weird. Little hiccup both in how OBS was acting and how the stream was displaying apparently, but oh boy, I sure hope I don't end up seeing a whole lot more of that, because I'm gonna try to do this. But yes, it's time for more spooky stuff, with the continuation of Spooky Month for the remainder of the year, pretty much, as it should be. Hello, Bird, and hello to whoever else may happen upon this, as usual. And I believe that at this point, if I turn this on, this should be... if I can find it again. There we go. Should be just coming into view immediately as usual. I hope I have everything in place, because it certainly would not be too nice if I didn't, but I assume that I do. Let's see here. As I continue under this, install the, no, I'm gonna have to do this real quick, because it's not gonna work otherwise. Oh, that was a bit of an abrupt end to that song, and started the next one as well, by the way, but... as usual, I'm gonna have to wait until the game, so I can do another refresh. I assume that at that point everything will work fine. Oh, whoops. I mean, that's oddly irrelevant to what's playing on the playlist right now, but that's not quite what I intended to select there. And I was specifically pointing away from the screen, specifically because I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but anyway, I think now it's safe to say that we can expect this to not do a full source refresh or anything like that, so let me go ahead and... visible for myself, and hopefully it stops being a black screen any moment now so that I can confirm that it worked. There we go. I did refresh it right before doing that, right? I hope I did. I'm gonna assume that I did, but yeah. Here we are again with Calling, the game that's kind of like an Anashino game but on the Wii, I suppose is the description that I am sticking with for this, and yeah, I think that's sufficiently relevant considering that I did in fact play an Anashino game on stream, and I believe that was last year. But yeah. Let us return to not this is from the beginning of the game to, I guess, this. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, I just realized something as well. I guess before we load into this we have I guess these regular save files from the regular part of the game, quote unquote, because I don't know exactly what we're getting into, but I noticed that if you look at this one, the number has a little cat silhouette behind it. That's Probably quite apropos to some of the imagery we've seen. I'd like to... 1 second. Alright, yeah. I was gonna say that's something that I should have done earlier, but no, I can't really have done that before I started the stream. The thing that I just did that would have been nice if I had left the microphone on, but at the very least I have the option not to, but yes. I suppose we have voices happening for this little introductory cutscene, but once they are done, I did have a quick look at this last time.
What is this room? Why am I here?
Alright, with more noisy stuff out of the way, for which I muted myself, here we go. And I'm pretty sure I also remember remarking upon how we may or may not have heard this music before, and like the scene in the school where Reed meets this guy, and then he pretty much disappeared for the rest of the story, except for like 1 or 2 phone calls, until we saw that fake credits, but now he's back. My colleague Sado fell unconscious, but I didn't even say the first thing that I had in mind when I started talking, which was that this music sounds like Tubular Bells, the theme from The Exorcist, but anyway, now I did. A few days later, he died. He was like the victims in the cases he was investigating. He must have been close to figuring it all out. I mean, I'm not sure how we're gonna... Like, the story clearly continues, because the ending that we got before was not very satisfactory, and yeah, the fact that this exists is pretty much a confirmation that it's supposed to go on and do something else, but I'm not sure what much else we can uncover as far as the story. Honestly, it feels like we solved the mystery, so to speak, at the end of the incomplete ending, so I'm not sure how we're gonna make things right, if you will. But there are plans to do a special feature on the Black Page in our next issue. So I thought I'd prepare by doing some investigating. To be honest, there's a lot I can't figure out, but there are 2 things that I do know. 1, there's a site called the Black Page. 2, that page links to a chat room. Anyone can view the Black Page. Many occult-related forums link to the Black Page, but I couldn't find any clues yet. It seems there might be some criteria that are required. I decided to look into cases that are said to have been caused by the Black Page. I found this in his desk. Led me to the Black Page. We're not gonna share that link with you here, though, dear viewer, but yeah. Maybe you can look it up yourself, I don't know. Connect to the chat room, and then what happened to me? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if for this game you tried like doing an ARG like that or something. That would have been over a decade ago, but I don't expect there to be anything left, but you never know. I mean, I certainly haven't looked into it, I will say. But here we are. I am now in control once again. Oh boy, and I forgot how. I might have to reset this again, actually. This feels, yeah, kind of weird right now. It feels mostly fine here, but nah. Just make sure that the volume is where I left it. I'm gonna reset again real quick, just in case the feed for that image, make sure that it syncs with the audio and with just like, yeah, that does feel better now a little. It kind of feels more awkward when you're, you know, you're moving it on this screen versus when you're moving it on the little wiimote menu. And we have all this. But yeah, I guess previously on calling we found out that I guess the cause of the Black Page and all the spooky shit that we saw was that, I guess we're gonna make it a save actually. While we're at it. But we found out that it was all caused by this spooky girl who died in a hospital, and the person that we were playing as for most of the story before this point apparently wanted to come see her after talking to her in the chat room, but the day that... what? Okay, I thought... was that more noises coming from the wiimote directly? That was weird. Can't tell if that's where that comes from or if it's from the game itself, but anyway. It keeps happening though, but the Yeah, that girl wanted to come see her in the hospital, but then the day that she was supposed to do that, she just got in an accident and ended up at the same hospital, but didn't see her because one of the nurses there lied to her and said that the person she was coming to meet wasn't there anymore for some reason, and then even though they were literally staying in the beds right next to one another, and the girl who was like terminally ill and or something, like generic debilitating disease that you can't really do anything about from the beginning, ended up jumping out the window, and now she's just a spooky ghost who draws people into the spooky ghost world by having them go into a chat room. And I guess that's the kind of world we're in right now. We expect. Oh, I didn't find this before. We got another key, which definitely seen that before. I can't remember. Is that like space? I feel like that might be one of the two characters that's in Uchu, which means space, but I don't remember which one right now. But you may have picked up on some of the hints in this room that are supposed to clue you in on what the password is here. I'm pretty sure we're about to get another, yeah, recap of the chat room log we saw at the very start of the game. Why is this page open? We got Rin, Mako, Mie, Anonymous, and Kuroneko, so based on what we know, we can probably kind of figure out what characters these are supposed to be. Rin is just using her own name, Mako is probably the owner of this room, so that's probably Shin. Mie would probably be the old woman, Chio, I think her name was. Kuroneko, we know, is the spooky ghost girl who's like behind everything. Reiko, I believe we established that her name was. And based on all that, I guess we can probably infer that Anonymous is either the dude that the guy we're playing as right now is looking for, or by extension him, because he's looking at it right now. Packed house, didn't think there would be so many. Yada yada yada, we've seen this log before. Samsara magazine is in the magazine about the occult. This is totally a plain old chat room, except it's super creepy. Any other rumors? Nothing that isn't from Samsara. Still know way more than me, well. Michael being, yeah. Yeah, that's probably Shin. Kuroneko has joined the room on the 13th at 8:16 p.m. And, yeah, we got another number that I don't think we've seen that one before, 997684771, which I'm not gonna remember in just a moment, but you also get this new introduction to a new mechanic, I guess. And that's just an opening your cell phone and pressing the C button, which, you know, something like this would have been very handy to have when going through the other parts of the story where you're required to, like, remember a number and dial it. But you sometimes have to go back into the menu and your file to look at the numbers again, because, as I have shown time and again, my short-term memory is kind of garbage. Didn't look at these figurines either, even though we can. To figuring out a girl with a gun, it says yeah in the name tag. And like, well, I guess she's wearing shorts, so you can't really see it, but we established that all of these who have like a skirt thing going on, it just leads them into a black void, because of course it does. That's what you expect. And also this, which I thought, yeah, one of these. It's a scary poster. No comment on the rest of this stuff, though. Is it common for people in Japan or anywhere in the world to like hang? Well, I guess that's supposed to be for display, not for wearing. Hang shirts like this on the ceiling, on the corner of the room. How do you even do that? Do you just like get on a stool or something and hammer a little curved nail into the ceiling and then just hang something off of that? I don't know. Don't think I've ever done that myself. But since we cannot... Oh, okay. Cannot interact with the door, but we can see this map of a private room, which the map makes it look much wider than it actually is, if you ask me. You have no phone. Oh, we have no phone. Matter of fact, that is true. But perhaps if we look around, I believe we did look at this before. Oh, goodness. You can't tell, but I was about to sneeze, but yeah. You obtained the cell phone. There we go. I did forget about that happening last time, but I believe that we were pretty much all caught up to the little look I had around this room last time. So let's see. It was, yeah. We got geek cell phone, which is probably the one that we're holding right now. In fact, we can probably, if we go into the menu, we can confirm that by checking the item description. Black and white cell phone. Cell phone you found in the geek room, which I guess yeah, we've already we already established that that's the description we're gonna go with. We got our notepad. We got this key needed to unlock the password for the gallery, which, like I said, is probably either U or 2, but I can't remember which one. Or it might be something completely different. I genuinely don't remember, but I don't know. But I think it's probably one of those. But we don't have any of the other items that we would have accrued over our last run. And neither do we any of those files. I guess it's more or less like starting a new game, but it's the B side. And, well, let's just get on with it. We got a mystery phone, and we got 3 pages, but the others are empty. So let's see, 976844771. We teleporting. I can't really see the same silhouette that I did last time, but no, I suppose we did teleport somewhere else. It's gonna be somewhere familiar. And I feel like as we are we in the school again?
What's going on?
Oh, we got voice acting.
I just made a phone call.
And that's it. I've been getting calls all day that I'm calling somebody, and I'm not calling anybody. Okay. We can't see well in the darkness. Oh boy, we're dealing with this again. I'm guessing we can't pick that up either. Yeah. I'm guessing we're in the school right now, except it's definitely a room that we've not seen before, but you can't see well in the darkness. I think you can see well enough to know that this is very dubious. Maybe we are somewhere else. But what I was gonna say is like part of the, I guess, the rhythm that we got into as we... Oh, there's light coming out of here. As we were proceeding through the... Oh shoot. We don't need a key. Oh really? But we can't pick up a key if we can't see anything. As we were proceeding through the game, we kind of ended up going back to maps that we were in before, so that kind of made it more expeditious to try and navigate them. I don't know, maybe if we open the rest of these, there's gonna be a key in there. Well, there's something there, but we can't see well in the darkness. It's like in Brainlord for Super Nintendo, like you open the chest and you find the invisible key, and you just carry on without considering the implications of what that implies. I just said something twice anyway. Yeah, where's a key? Guess we need to find out first. We can't open the door, can we? Well, we can try the door. Oh, okay, we can try the door and find that. Oh, and we just immediately shut it again. I suppose that's... Can we open... Turn the light on? Okay. Oh, and immediately... Okay, I guess we didn't need to find a light after all. We obtained Sadow's Memo 1. That's certainly... I don't think we've seen that ghosty before either, so... This could be interesting. How this might happen, but now that it has, it's hard to believe. This is just like the beauty salon I first went to investigate, but it doesn't seem to be the same place. There's no exits. Okay, so I'm guessing that this is in fact a map that we've not been to before. No, to be more accurate, there is a door, but there's nothing beyond it, only a void. No ground, no sky. You can fall into it and die. That's what you've shown before. For a magazine that was lying around to see what would happen, but it vanished from my sight without making a sound. It would be too reckless to jump out there, yeah. I think that the people who lost consciousness must have experienced what I am right now, somewhere between life and death. I'll call it the mnemonic abyss. I don't know how everyone just manages to, you know, land on the same name, or it's just like this one guy who coined that name for himself, and then this other guy that we're playing as right now, you know, read this, and then just went around and told everyone else, like, hey, that's what we're gonna call this place now. Lots of training mannequins are all lined up. I mean, is this a real thing in beauty salons? Do they need to be this detailed? I don't know. I get the feeling that they're not usually this detailed, but... What do I know? I'm not an expert in that kind of thing. Books are full of cutting techniques for stylists, but it's not gonna be like in Bloodstain, where you have to find haircut magazines for the evil barber character that's actually friendly. Well, he can cut your hair. So there's nothing that we can interact with here in the fridge, is there? Like in the Viridian room. We'll look under the old piece of meat to find one of the cards you need for the spirit box, and then you also find, well, let's pick this up. You also find a cold beer in there, and you need to like actually leave it there for a while so that it's cold when you have to do the ritual. Oh yeah, we got something over here. What is this? You obtain Drifter's Memo 9. You gotta calm down and write everything down. Just moments ago I was on the internet in my room, and I was suddenly taken to a chat room and I couldn't go back or close my web browser, so I decided to see what they were saying. After a while, someone with the handle called an echo entered the chat room, and then I got a phone call. I don't remember answering it. I'm sure it's safe to say that, to assume that the phone call was the cause. But that chat room was pretty suspicious too, so I guess, yeah, the logic behind how the spooky, drawing you into the spooky world works is that, what's her face? Reiko? Yeah. I have to do a better job of trying to remember that name, but Reiko was like mostly using the phone, and the chat room was like her links to the outside world, so those are like mediums of spooking right now. Now let's save again real quick. Even though I apparently did that before. I don't remember doing that. Let's open the door again real quick just to see what will happen. Oh hey, the lights are on out here too. I did not expect that, but the spooky ghost is gone. I wanted to take a look at the cell phone. We got a checkered cell phone. On the beauty salon, there's no further... Oh, okay. No further comments on that, but we do have a momentary spook. And we get out of the menu. Got another Drifter's Memo already. The door that leads to the staff room wasn't locked. Rather careless if everyone has gone home for the night. Nothing strange, and I've been feeling like someone's been watching me. I don't want to stay here too long, so I don't know if the Drifter, presumably all the Drifter's Memo files are written by the same person. I don't actually know, but if that is the case, I don't know if we can presume that it's a character that we hear about in the story or that we meet in the story. Kind of hard to try and figure that out, but I've got a price list of the available haircuts. Got hair color products. Got the old hair dryer that we cannot get any further comments on. I think that moved, yeah. We actually didn't see it, but this time I actually could tell that that moved. It was just not a moment ago that I was looking at that, and we got these things. I feel like I can count the number of times that I've actually sat in one of these with the fingers on one hand, but it does feel really nice the way they wash your hair in those. Yeah, I think the amount of times I've even gotten a haircut at all, like gone somewhere to do that in the past, I don't know, 10 years at least. There's also something I can count with the fingers on one hand, and I'd have several left over. I think I can use this key to open the locker. Oh, well, thanks for clarifying that. Oh boy, speaking of that, we have the scissor man chasing after us. Or the scissor woman ghost. Oh, and the lights are back off. That would certainly be something. I'll just immediately pop over here. Unlocked, and what do you know, we got a handy dandy flashlight, which we kind of need. And I would need to back off from that. I didn't even realize you could move while zoomed into a view like that and not stop being zoomed in. Who is this though? I might have seen this guy before, but I don't think we ID'd him. Don't really remember though. Could that have been? Oh wait, was that Sato, I guess? Based on that reaction. Gonna once again, out of paranoia more than anything, save, just because I think much like in the Narashino game, you know, it's kind of an interesting designation of horror games or even survival horror games. Maybe not so much survival horror games, I feel like. I don't really know if you could call these games survival horror because it's not that difficult to survive when it comes down to it. I'm gonna pick that up in just a moment, but yep, there's the abyss. I could have expected that. What is this? What's going on? I've never seen anything like this. Yeah, we're gonna close that door. Sign for this salon. It says Sidoni Hair Salon. Catalog of hairstyles. I don't remember if I noticed anything else here that seemed like I would have wanted to get it. Oh boy, we got chunks of hair left on the floor. That's probably not a good sign. We got my spooky stuff. Also, I feel like I interrupted one of my thoughts and I kind of lost my train of thought in that one, but that is not unsurprising. Or that is unsurprising, that is not surprising. We do have another Sano's notebook note. Visited a female stylist at a beauty salon. Her name was Midori Kato, age 20. She was new to the job, only working there since the spring. According to the manager, she left after asking Midori to close. When she returned to work the next day, she found Midori passed out on the floor and cold with a touch. Seems like he was fine yesterday without anything unusual to note. Age 20. I don't think we've heard of her before, but I guess we saw her a couple times just now. There's no evidence that there was a struggle in the store, and her wallet was still in her bag. She was also holding her cell phone. I confirmed that the store didn't have a PC. There was nothing that led to the black page noticeably, but so much is unexplainable that it can't be completely ruled out yet. It would be weird. You know, going off of what we know. I guess we expect that, I guess the dude just immediately assumed that she was killed by something to do with the black page, but, yeah, there's, you know, if that hairstylist ended up going into the chat room ever, then it's not something that we would have ever heard about before now. Okay, well, I don't know, where did Sato go? All of the heads are on the floor now. There's also something down here. Sato's memo 2. I've searched around the store but couldn't find anything of note. The only potentially useful thing was a cell phone. That must have belonged to a woman. This phone, I wonder if it'll work. Well, let's roll the trial. Just try a number I got from my research, and we got a couple of different numbers. I guess that's how the cell phone ended up left behind here in this room. New phone numbers to the notepad? Well, I guess it's just like a canned message, which should be surprising. And yeah, what you know, these heads were all like knocked over a moment ago, but now they're all stood up. Do they like refresh if I look away or something? Do a quick 360? No. It's not like the Sherlock Holmes Nemesis demo where they didn't give Watson walking animation, so he just teleports around when the camera's not focused on him. I mean, pretty much was, at least for the one time that we had to, or when we had to pick that up, but now it's not anymore. So let's take a look. Let's actually step over here, it might be better. Oh, whoops, I wanted to bring this up instead, and then press C. Peter Salon, Geek Cell Phone, and 2 mystery numbers, so we actually have a choice of where we can go first. Interesting. Okay, let me first of all try to find my... Where the fuck is my mouse cursor? Hold on. Okay, this is really strange. Excuse me for one moment. Okay, that is extremely strange. Okay, I assume that the stream is still up and all that, but maybe it isn't. One moment, actually. Oh god. Failure to oh god. Yeah, that's a good sign. Hmm. I mean, the way that the OBS window looks, or at least looked past tense, made it seem like stuff was occurring.